Hi, welcome back. In this video, we're going to learn about dictionaries. Dictionaries is another type of collection in Python, and it helps store key value pairs. If you are familiar with things like map in other languages, this is pretty similar. You can store a list of values against keys, and you can retrieve with keys. Let's go to Python shell to see some examples of it. So you can create a new dictionary by typing again a variable dictionary1, right? I'll just call it dict1 equals, you will use a curly brace. Remember when we created a list, we used a square bracket, but for a dictionary, you will use a curly brace. You can create a key. Let's say we are creating a new key called name, and we are storing value John against it. And then to add multiple key value pairs, you'll just use a comma. And then we can add another one. Let's say like age is a key, and I want to store 35. And see that for name, the value was a string, John, whereas for age, the value is an integer. So you can mix data types in the values. And I can also add, let's say, job is a programmer. To end it, you will use the closing curly brace, press enter. Now the dictionary is created. We created a new dictionary named dict1. We stored 3 keys as a name, age, and job. And we stored the values John, 35, and programmer to it. We can display it by just typing dict1. It's going to display the 3 key value pairs that we created. So again, notice the difference that in a list, we just stored a list of values. Again, in a list, you can mix data types, but it is nothing but a list of values. There is no concept of a key there. Whereas in a dictionary, you can store values against keys so that you can retrieve the value using a key. So if I want to retrieve the age, I would just do something like dict1. But to retrieve, you will use square bracket and then type the key. It's giving you 35. So I can create, for example, age as an integer variable and then call the same thing, retrieve the same value. Now if I display age, it's giving me 35. So this is how you can store key value pairs and then retrieve the value using a key, and you can assign to a different variable, and then you can use that variable if you in your programs. What if I want to add a new key after I've created the dictionary or a key value pair? So I'll say dict1 is the same syntax. So I'm going to use the curly brace, square bracket, and say something like salary. Actually, let's try to display this first to see what we get. It's telling you key error salary. It couldn't find salary. We can add that using the same syntax. Whereas here, you'll say equals, let's put a float in there, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Sorry, it should be dict1. Sorry about that. The variable name is dict1. I used just dict, and Python did not know what I meant. So you can just say salary equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now if I display dict1, you see that there are 4 key value pairs, as in name, age, job, and the salary that we just added. So this is how you can add a new key value pair after you have created the dictionary. What if I want to just the list of values? I can do one dot, that is a function called values I can call, which gives me a list of all the values. So at this point, it's just a list, right? A regular list. So we ask Python, hey, I don't care about the keys, just give me the list of values. And if you call the values function, that's what it does. And sometimes you may want a list of keys. So there's a function called keys. You can call dict1.keys. In this case, it's going to give you the list of keys, not the values. if there is a need for you to just pull the keys out of the dictionary. And then we have been seeing this len function. We saw that with strings, we saw that with the list. Now you can do the same thing here. What if I want to do like a len of dict1? It's giving me 4. It just means that there are 4 key value pairs in dict1, which makes sense. And then we used this pop function earlier. What if we want to pull something out, like remove something from the dictionary? You could do dict1.pop of which one you want to remove. So let's say we want to remove job. Notice that pop, as it always does, returns the value against the key that you supplied. So it's giving you programmer back because that's the value stored against job. If I display dict1, notice that job is gone. So pop always removes things from the list or a dictionary, right? So it removed job, the key value pair. It returned the value, programmer, right? And that key value pair is gone. So there are only 3 key value pairs in dict1. What if I want to copy the dictionary into another dictionary? So I could just do dict2 equals dict1.copy. Now there are 2 dictionaries with the same key value pair. Now they are 2 completely different dictionaries, right? They're not pointing to the same dictionary. We can prove that by, let's say we want to clear everything from dict1. So there is a clear function. If I call dict1 is now empty. You see the 2 curly braces. So dict1 is still a dictionary, but it has 0 key value pairs. There's nothing in it because we called clear. Now if I display dict2, it has all the key value pairs intact because by calling the copy function, we created 2 different dictionaries, right? And 2 different variables. So just because I cleared everything in the first one, the dict1, it doesn't really impact dict2, which still has all the values intact. So those are some of the functions, commonly used functions in dictionary. And just like lists, dictionaries are also very, very commonly used. So as I always do, I encourage you to play with dictionary, create different key value pairs and try to add and remove key value pairs. This will be very helpful. Dictionaries are quite handy when you are doing programs in Python. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.